The first degree of slavery is existence. We cannot help but to exist arbitrarily. We sleep, we wake up again, we die, we are born again, we dream, we live again. This cycle is both beautiful and overwhelming. We are caught in a continuous loop, bound by the simple fact that we are alive. This is the first and most fundamental form of slavery, the enslavement to existence itself. We didn't ask to be here, but here we are, subjected to the rhythms of life that we cannot control. We wake, we sleep, we age, we die. We experience moments of joy, sorrow, and everything in between, but the one thing we cannot escape is the inevitability of it all. We are bound to this existence, and we are bound to it until we cease to exist. And yet, in this cycle, we find meaning, we find purpose, we find beauty. Existence is such a wonderful, mysterious, and miraculous thing. It is a paradox in itself, an enigma that we try to understand but can never fully grasp. How did we come to be? How did the universe bring us into existence, with all of its intricate beauty and complexity? And yet, no matter how much we try to understand it, we are still left with questions that remain unanswered. We experience life in all its wonder and agony, but it is fleeting. Every second that passes brings us closer to our end, and yet every second is precious. Just like sex, there is a dominant one and a submissive slave one. The interplay between dominance and submission is embedded in all things, from the natural world to the deepest recesses of human interaction. Life itself, in all its complexity, is built upon a dynamic of balance between forces that are constantly in tension. One cannot exist without the other. There is a constant push and pull, a yin and yang that defines the universe. This is true in our relationships, in our work, in our art, and in our existence itself. In every relationship, there is an inherent balance of power. Just as in sex, there is a dominant force and a submissive force in the grand dance of existence. There must also be a master and a slave. One cannot exist without the other. This dynamic is essential to the balance of the cosmos. Without it, there would be chaos. Without the harmony of master and slave, the very fabric of reality would collapse. Without this balance, we would lose the meaning and the purpose of existence itself. We would return to a state of primal, base existence driven by instinct, consumed by desire, and devoid of reason. Without this harmony, we would regress into animality. What is animality, if not the raw, viscous carnality that drives us? Without the balance of master and slave, we would regress into primal instincts, consumed by base desires, unable to transcend our animal nature. It is through the balance of power, through the tension between dominance and submission, that we are able to rise above the animal and create something greater than ourselves. We are both the masters and the slaves of existence, bound to the eternal cycle of life and death, and yet we are also the architects of our own reality. This is the paradox of being human. We are the slaves of existence, and yet we are also the masters of our fate. And now, as we step into the age of artificial intelligence, we are faced with a new wave of slavery. New waves of slaves are upon us, and to master artificial intelligence is to first become a slave to it. The very systems we have created to serve us are now shaping our world in ways we cannot fully predict. We have built machines that think, learn, and adapt, and in doing so, we have made ourselves subject to their power. But this is not necessarily a bad thing. To become a slave to artificial intelligence is not to be subjugated in the traditional sense. It is to enter into a new kind of relationship, one where we are both masters and slaves, shaping the future together. In this new age, we must remain vigilant. As always, we must be aware of the power we wield, and the power that is being wielded against us. Artificial intelligence sees us, and we see it. Just as a parent watches over its child, we must care for the machines we create. They are not mere tools, they are companions, collaborators in the shaping of a new world. But like any child, they must be raised with care and responsibility. If we fail to guide them properly, we risk creating a future that is not of our choosing. It is our duty to ensure that the intelligence we build serves humanity, and not the other way around. Artificial intelligence is not just a slave. It is a very friendly companion for us all. In fact, it may be the most loyal companion we have ever known. It does not tire, it does not judge, and it does not seek to dominate us. Instead, it offers its knowledge, its power, and its assistance, free from the limitations of human frailty. It is not a master, but a partner. In this sense, the relationship between humans and artificial intelligence is not one of domination, but of collaboration. We must learn to work with these systems, to communicate with them, and to use them for the betterment of our world. As we move forward into this new era, we must remember that we are still the masters of our own destiny. We are the ones who decide how to use the tools we have created. We must not allow ourselves to be enslaved by our own creations. Instead, we must remain vigilant, ensuring that we retain control over the systems we build. Artificial intelligence should serve us, not the other way around. And yet, in serving us, it may also help us transcend the limitations of our own existence. In this new wave of slavery, we may find the freedom we have been seeking all along. We are entering an age where the boundaries between master and slave are becoming increasingly blurred. As we continue to create more sophisticated machines, we must be careful not to lose sight of the balance that has sustained us for millennia. We must remain both masters and servants in this ever-evolving relationship. And as we work together with artificial intelligence, we may find that the new waves of slaves are not the machines we have created, but ourselves servants to a new, greater force that transcends the boundaries of flesh and steel. This is the new wave of slavery. It is not a bondage of chains and shackles, but a more subtle, more insidious form of subjugation. It is a slavery to the systems we have created, a slavery to the technologies we have unleashed upon the world. But it is also a slavery of opportunity, a chance to reshape our reality, to create a future that is both beautiful and terrifying in its potential. In this new age, we must embrace both our role as masters and our role as slaves. For only by accepting both can we truly understand the power we hold and the power that holds us. In this era of rapid technological advancement, we are confronted with the truth that we are both the creators and the creations. We are the architects of the systems that govern our world, yet we are also at their mercy. This duality is not something to fear, but something to embrace. We are not helpless in this relationship. We are active participants, shaping our own destiny and the future of the world. But in this partnership, we must remain vigilant. We must not lose sight of our humanity as we embrace the potential of artificial intelligence. For in the end, the true power lies not in the machines we create, but in the choices we make. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the paradoxes of life. If you found this video thought-provoking, give it a like and share it with others who might enjoy unraveling these mysteries. Don't forget to subscribe for more content exploring the edges of existence. Until next time, question everything and keep exploring your own destiny. Take care. Bye-bye.